And then I'm gonna have to take each one of these smaller pieces off because I'm gonna have to move it in. Anyway, nothing is straightforward, but everything's okay. Okay, so right here, this is where our kitchen's gonna be inside the house. And between these two trusses, this is where our skylight's gonna be. And so what I'm trying to figure out is with a few different factors. Height of the kitchen countertop. We're also gonna be having a set of shelving too that I don't know if that's gonna interfere. And then also Katie's height, because I wanna make sure that she's able to look out the window too. And so I know that this piece of blocking is gonna have to get removed. So I'm thankful that we staggered them because that'll be easy to just remove the 6 screws. But I need to figure out if this one's gonna be in the way because I don't know if I need to move it up or down. I just checked and the actual opening for the window is about 42 inches. So I know that it will fit in there. I just don't know if this is gonna be too low and if we might actually want to bring it up a little bit because we were thinking about framing it in, having like a shelf on there too. So I need to do some figuring out. That's one window. It only took 2 days, but I blame the cold and me smashing my thumb yesterday. But that one's done. It's ready to go. It's ready for the steel roofing. Although we really need to keep in mind is when we do the steel, it goes underneath this, and then this actually bends around the profile of the roofing. And then where it hits this foam, we need to shave it down so that it's at the right height. We don't want to just be folding this over. That's all that it showed in the drawings that needs to take place now. So that's one window in place. The only other window on this side of the house is, I think, just 2 trusses over and right up at the top, or not the top, midway through the house for our bathroom. So with the remaining daylight, gonna see if we can get that laid out and maybe get the strapping cut off so that we can get started on that tomorrow morning, installing that second one. And then this side of the house will be completely ready for steel roof to go on. So, except for I still got to strap the dormer here. But I'm not gonna do that until we do the day we do the steel roof anyway. So, we're done everything that we can after that window's done. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's move on to the next task.
Today went, well, I'd say it went better than yesterday. That first window getting it installed, man, it was slow, it was tedious. It took us a long time to figure out the instructions, which we thought we understood yesterday, but we installed, or we forgot to step at the installation. So we had to uninstall this morning, and then when we put it up the second time, it actually went fairly well. And then, yeah, so now we have the whole ready, prepped, ready to go for tomorrow morning for us to put the next skylight in. And then this side's ready for steel. Tomorrow I have another friend coming, and I think what we're gonna do, I think we're gonna get started on installing this other skylight so that if my friend's able to come up with a steel roof following day, this is all done and ready to go. So I think we'll start with that skylight tomorrow. We all are prepped out. That's gonna be the one for the bathroom. We had to do some guesswork for the height of the floor because we don't know what we're doing for flooring up there yet. So I had to do some guesswork, but looking at it on the side of that, I was like, I think it looks like it's in a really good place. And then if we get that one installed, I think we're gonna get started on wrapping the other side of the house. All in all, really good day. The thumb held out. That nail is definitely gonna come off. It's just a matter of time as to when it comes off, but the pressure is starting to relieve and it's all good. Anyway, break, go team.
Okay, so today I feel like all I've been doing is getting measurements. And the reason is because I want this skylight to be like the same height as that one over there. And so on 2 separate days I've installed skylights. And on both of those days, I went and figured out all the measurements without writing anything down because, anyway. And so today I'm again figuring the measurements. It's difficult because they're all in metric and they say like the height plus 45 millimeter, or actually says Y plus 45 millimeter, and the Y represents the height, but it doesn't tell you the height in the drawing. So you have to measure it. So I had to open up another box, but anyway, I finally figured out the size of the windows for the opening to cut out, and I wrote it down on the side of this windowsill here so that when I need a reference, I can always see it there. So now that I have that figured out, I can actually mark out on the house wrap where I need to make those cuts, so I can then open that all up and then get the skill saw going, cut it open, and keep going. Another issue. The issue is that I'm standing on anywhere from 6 to 2 inches of ice, and I want to have a good measurement for where I place the bottom of the window. And when I'm remembering now, when I installed that one, it was a mild day, and so I just hit the ice a little bit and it popped out. I could get down to the concrete. It's colder today, so I'm gonna try and see if I can chip away the ice so I can get that measurement. But I need to do it on both windows because I don't know how high that one is off the ground. And so I'm gonna see if I can chip the ice away to get to the concrete so I can actually get that critical measurement. Past Rob actually made some good decisions for future Rob, and I wrote on the side of the knee wall over there, that's gonna be our kitchen, on that skylight that I'm referencing over there. Let me just take you over there, come on. Wanna go for a walk? It'll be quick. All right, this is the kitchen skylight, and you can see right here I got this mark. It says 36 inches. And I've got this one that says, or that I measured, and it's 9 inches. 36 plus 9 is 45. And then what I did is I just measured from the top of the knee wall notch here down to this line, and then I can now do the same measurement on that other skylight location over there, and then hopefully they'll all be the same. I do have a laser level that I'll try to bring out here, but I think it's going to be too bright inside of the house for the laser level to actually work. But I'm going to make some markings here and then go get that laser level and see if I can't make sense of everything here. But I think we're good. The line is super, super faint, but I can see it right here. And at present, I have it just a little bit too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this off, bring it down just a little bit, go check. And now I can go up just a little bit. Another thing would be nice if I had another person on site, but we make do. Perfect! Now what I can do is I can actually just rotate the laser level. Hopefully it doesn't slide on the ice as I'm rotating it right now. But if I just spin that laser level, that red line will go all the way around and tell me exactly where my cut line should be on this side of the house. There it is. Now, you probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see a perfectly straight and level red line over there. So when I had measured from the knee wall down, I got a line right here, and the laser level is pointing basically right at the exact same spot. It looks like it might be slightly higher over here, but I'm gonna trust the laser level over my measurements because the notches on the knee wall, maybe those are slightly off. The laser level won't be. So I'm gonna mark that there. Should have done this like a couple hours ago. Okay, now it's time to go on the outside and lay out the opening, turn on the skill saw, cut it, pull that all around. This should be the fast part, should be. So I just cut this out, and now I'm just thinking when I go to put the roof on, there's going to be a piece of flashing that goes between the dormer wall and the roof. There's going to be a piece of flashing that needs to go in there, but also there's the flashing that goes around the window, and I don't think this is going to be enough room to accommodate both of those things. Which means if I wanted in this opening, I might need to go tight to this spot here, which I don't think, like, it's not a big deal. I would just mean I have to cut these off flush, so they put that one back in, but it would mean that I would have to redo this portion here. But again, that's not a huge ordeal. I just put a piece of strapping in, and then I'd knock all these off and just redo it. Don't you dare get up here. You get down from there. You're gonna fall right through the house wrap, buddy. Get down. Get down. I'm trying to figure out if I put the skylight hole too close to the dormer. This is the piece of flashing that goes between the steel roof and the dormer, and I didn't know if it was oriented this way or this way. So I just went to the shed and checked the plans, and it does go like this. So by that, like, I should have enough room there. I still need to strap the dormer wall. The flashing kit for the skylight, I think that's where my issue is going to be, because the flashing kit for the skylight it sticks out, I checked out there, I think it was 3 inches past the opening that I made here. So that would mean that I wouldn't have enough room with it like this. I'm gonna have to move the window further that way. So that's the top part. The bottom part of the window flashing, it sticks out an additional 5 inches. So I think it was 8¼ inches in total that I would have to move, or that I would have to have. So that gives me, so I got 2¼ plus 3 3¾ Oh, but the flashing kit can go past here. As a matter of fact, it has to go past there. So anyway, all that to say, I think I need to get my skill saw back out. I need to cut these all off here. And then I'm gonna have to take each one of these smaller pieces off because I'm gonna have to move it in. Anyway, nothing is straightforward, but everything's okay. I do have a slight concern that the skylight might look a little awkward being that close to the dormer, but it's literally our only option if we want a skylight in this bathroom space here. There we have it. Was this the goal for today? Kinda. This was 1/3 of the goal. I just got to do this 2 more times, and hopefully when those 2 times come, it runs way smoother than this. So that's clearly the dormer, but when we come in, you can see that's the opening there. And right here where I stand is where that first step will be. All right, that's actually really helpful. So the process now for getting the rest of the skylight done, now that I've laid out where it's gonna sit, I'm just gonna take my knife, if I can grab it here. I'm gonna grab my knife. I accidentally hit my radio, so Katie's probably gonna come on in a second and ask how I'm doing. But I take my knife and I'm gonna cut a big X through the house wrap. From there, I'll then be able to see which one of my pieces of strapping on the other side will actually need to get removed. And so I'll mark those all out, go on the outside of the house with the skill saw, chalk line, use my chalk line for where the line needs to get cut off that strapping, fold the house wrap around, staple it, and then I'll probably need to install a piece of strapping vertically right here on this edge of the house. And then this window will be ready to receive the skylight frame, but I need another person to help me do that. So I'm gonna get this one prepped, then I'm gonna move over a few trusses and map that one out as well. Okay, now both of the openings have been cut out for the, like at least the house wrap has been, for the windows. So now I can go on the outside with the skill saw, cut off the strapping, and then those are basically ready to start actually having the windows installed. Okay, so that is the last skylight is in place. All 5 of them there. By the end, we were actually starting to move kind of quick. It's a shame that there's not more. Just kidding. Hopefully they're all installed properly. Everyone who I tell people we have 5 skylights, and they say, well, get ready for your water damage. You know what? I think these are installed perfectly. I trust the design on them. There's so much flashing around them that I don't think we're gonna have any issues at all. So that's done there. Right now we're actually gonna move on to starting to strap the dormers so that on Thursday, which is in 2 days time, when we get started on the roof, we can actually just go around the dormers. We don't have to worry about any of that at all. So that's what we're gonna get started on right now.